Applying for a design job can be difficult, and I know because I applied to many myself, but it shouldn't be that way. In this video I'm going to give you my very top tips on how to get the design job that you dream about. So my very first advice is to try and think about it from the client's point of view. So you want to create a portfolio and also a curriculum which is polished and that shows the value that you can bring to the table to that specific company. So if that company is really focused on things like web design, your portfolio should be ideally tailored around those kind of projects. And if you're applying for tech positions, you should try and focus on creating portfolio items which are going to eventually attract those type of clients. Because one of the major mistakes which I did when I first created the portfolio is I tried to put everything in there. I wanted to add logo designs, graphic design, web design, some dashboards, but it was all over the place. And the ideal client is hiring you for a very specific reason, and that is to accomplish their specific goals in their market. So I would strongly recommend you to check your CV and also check your portfolio and see if it's in line with the type of applications and companies that you are doing. Now my second tip is to network, but do it in a creative way, because what most people do when they apply for a job at a company is that they will just go on the job posting, they will send their form, and then they're just going to be like in this ocean of other applications. But what you want to do is to go the extra mile, and the way you do it is to network directly with the decision makers at that company. So you're going to go in places like LinkedIn. You're going to try and find maybe the CEO or the COO if they are not a very big company. And if there are a big company, you want to try and find the other decision makers, such as the team leaders, the managers. This might be a design manager, a marketing manager at that specific company, and then you want to outreach to them directly. And this is going to make you stand out from all of the other candidates who are just a number in all the applications that they received. And by this method alone, this managed to make me like so much money, and I landed so many opportunities for freelance projects and also for long-term contracts, either full-time or part-time. And this is definitely a game changer and something that most people don't do, but it's actually that 5% element which is going to give you like a massive edge, and you're going to land so many more projects or design jobs. So you might want to reach out and ask them via email if, for example, they're looking for a designer. So one of the practical ways that I actually take this action and reach out to them is I would send them a message saying, hey, I noticed that you're looking for a designer. Or maybe if they're not looking for a designer, you can say something around the lines of, hey, I'm wondering if you need some help in the UI UX department or web department, or whatever department they have. And basically you wanted to try and figure out if you can be of value to them, and if the answer is yes, you got the first interview. Now sometimes it might need some back and forth, and sometimes the relationship that you're going to create and nurture throughout this process are going to pay dividends maybe even like months from now or weeks from now, if they're not looking for a designer right now. Because if they do, chances are they want to get the thing done as fast as they can. Now another advice that I have is to try and create a custom portfolio site. It doesn't have to be a completely custom hand-coded portfolio site unless you're a developer and you want to like specifically show those skill set. But if you're a designer, if you're a UI UX designer or a web designer, I think that websites such as even Squarespace, or if you want to go the extra mile, you can go with Webflow, since that's going to enable you to get a totally different level of customization. But I would strongly recommend you to invest the time in creating this custom website, which shouldn't be a huge website. It can be maybe a 5 to 7 pages website with or even just a one-page website which scrolls all the way down and you have like different sections. But things that you would definitely want to keep in mind is you want to have an About Us section. You also want to have, of course, a portfolio section with not showing all the portfolio items which you have available, but you want to show a specific portion of the very best portfolio items which you have. Now, another thing that you want to show is the type of services that you do. So you want to really make it crystal clear what you do and what you don't do. And be sure to make the contact us call to actions easy to see, and you want to make it like super easy for them to contact you. You can also consider being on social media. Just don't focus on it too much, but if you have a thing like an Instagram account or even a YouTube channel with just a handful of videos, you don't need to have like tons of subscribers, you don't need to have tons of views, but just showing you on video is almost going to enable them to see a preview of the interview, because they already just by the way you speak and just by the way you communicate and you know, maybe you can share some thoughts on the design process, on, you know, yourself and things of that nature. That can really help just to get a first idea of the person you are. But again, don't really focus on it too much. It's definitely something which you don't want to do all that much. And maybe even better than a YouTube channel, you can consider just having a small video on your website. So just a tailored video introducing yourself, and that is definitely going to give you an edge over some of the other competitors. I myself, I never used it and I landed tons of deals, but it's always something that I wanted to do and I kept in my mind, as it can definitely help. But again, don't really focus too much. It's all about the work, it's all about the value that you're bringing, so focus on them, don't focus too much on you. You have to think about it from their point of view, and what they're trying to accomplish is a certain amount of goals, and they want to work with a certain type of people. So that's essentially what you want to convey in the application experience, if you wish. So I really hope this video was useful. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up, and if you have questions or you want to add on top of this video, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'm always really curious to hear from you, and I always try to reply to the comment section, so feel free to do so, and I'll see you in the next video.